How did we get here? What has caused this, widespread mental struggle? Everybody is tired mentally. And most importantly, how do we begin to heal as a people? Well, we are going to do the talking together. I won't be doing it alone. We're going to dissect this issue bothering us together. And I'll be hearing from you, of course, my wonderful audience, when that time comes. And the studio lines to make your contribution are 0700 903 903 903, or you can as well call 080 36 92 9933. 0700 903 903 903 or 080 36 92 9933. You can as well send me your opinion, your thoughts on the conversation to the studio WhatsApp line 0817 175 6338. Or you can as well join the live stream right now on YouTube. Just search for Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and there you can also drop your thoughts on the conversation. But let's get into it. What exactly is depression? You've heard of it before, definitely. Many a times, people just tell you, oh, I'm depressed, I'm this. But sometimes people even misuse the word. Many don't know the right, what it means exactly. But before we go far tonight, let's take a moment to actually define what we want to talk about. Like I said, depression isn't just sadness. It's not just about, oh, Taddy, I'm having a bad day. Oh, I'm not in a good mood. It's beyond that. It is not just about that. Depression is a mental and emotional condition that affects the way a person thinks, that affects the way a person feels, and the way that person behaves. It's that deep. It is that deep, heavy feeling that lingers. It stays in your mind. The kind of feeling that doesn't just go away after a good night's sleep or after watching a funny movie. It is not just about you saying, oh, okay, let's just see some comedy and probably we'll get better afterwards. It is beyond that. It is when you wake up in the morning and nothing seems to matter anymore. When things that used to make you happy suddenly feels empty. Sometimes you can't even explain it. You just feel lost. You're just tired. You are exhausted. You are disconnected. You are numb. And medically, depression is described as that, feeling, that persistent feeling of sadness, of hopelessness. The feeling that, oh, there is no hope anymore. Where do I go from here? What can I do? That loss of interest in daily activities, that it could last for weeks, for a month. If care is not taken, it could go for a lifetime. It can affect your sleep. You don't even sleep well. Your appetite, you can't eat well anymore. You can't concentrate. You're on you're on the road. Some are even driving. As bad as it is, they are on the steering. And then you've lost concentration because your mind drifted to something that is weighing you down. And this can even affect your relationships. I'm talking about depression, the extent to which it is an issue for us to discuss about. It is real. It is serious. And just like I said, it is affecting a lot of people around us that we care to admit. We see these people, but we don't talk about it enough, and we don't even know what the solution is. Now, let's be honest with each other. You see, life in Nigeria today, is mentally draining. It is mentally draining. I'm telling you that for a fact. Everywhere you turn, there is pressure. Pressure to survive, pressure to make it, pressure to keep smiling, even when the world is not going the way you want it to go, even when things are not happening the way you want it to happen. You scroll through social media and everyone seems to be doing better than you. Someone just bought a new car, another person just relocated abroad, someone else just got married, and then you're somewhere wondering, God, when? You know that statement now? They say it very well. You see something, God, when? You wake up every day facing fuel scarcity, no electricity, no job security, high cost of living, and still you are expected to stay strong. A young man spent 5 years in university, serves his country, his fatherland. 3 years later, no job. A woman works tirelessly, still cannot afford her children's school fees or even rent. A father watches his children go to bed hungry, no food. A youth get insulted for not being successful enough. Now that is not just a hard life. This is a nation that is quietly slipping into what I call depression. But let's talk about it real quick. What exactly is pushing us to the edge? What exactly has caused this depression? What is causing it? Let's talk about it. And I'm going to start with this very one. The one we feel every day, we feel on daily basis. And that's the struggle to survive. Economic hardship. I just said it earlier. You see, this country right now is mentally draining. That is the number one trigger, economic hardship. Many Nigerians, many people, if you ask them right now, are depressed, not because they are lazy. No. But because they are working. Yes, they are working 10 hours, 15 hours for some, doing multiple jobs. But they are not seeing the result. They can't see the result. The harder they try, the more life keeps pushing them back. And the price of food items keeps rising. Transport is costly. Fuel is high. Rent is unbearable. There are people who go to work every day, but at the end of the month, trust me, their salary can't even cover their bills. Some people, just like I said, they work multiple jobs, take on multiple jobs, and still, they can't even point to this that, oh, this is my investment, this is my savings. A graduate has been sending out CVs for years, yet no job. Now, that kind of frustration slowly goes into your spirit. You start to feel like you are invisible. You start to lose confidence in yourself. You start to feel like life itself is a punishment. And that's how depression comes in. That is how depression comes in. Quietly, slowly, until it becomes a normal feeling that, oh, you just feel numb. You just feel hopeless every day, every single day. Now, a teacher earning 45,000 naira a month in Lagos has to pay 25,000 naira for rent, 10,000 naira for transport, and has to feed a family from the little that is left. What little is even left? Let's start from there. What little is left for them to feed on? A graduate who has sent over 100 job applications and still will get back to you. Every email sent will get back to you. Will always get back to you. Begins to lose hope. He or she is wondering, when will you get back to me? When will I eventually have a job? I've struggled. I've sent myself to school. I've funded myself. I saw myself through school. I have served. I've done the needful. When will it get better? A father looks at his children, wakes up in the morning, looks at his children, and is wondering where the next meal is going to come from. Now, that's a mental torture. A mental torture. Depression grows when people start to feel helpless. They are trapped that no matter how they work, no matter how hard they work, they see no light at the end of the tunnel. They just feel like at the end of the day, it's not even going to amount to anything. At the end of the day, there's no result to show for. And so, that is depression. Another one is unemployment and underemployment. Unemployment and underemployment. And this one is huge. We have millions of young Nigerians who have graduated, served the country through NYSC, yet they are back home jobless. Nigeria's unemployment rate, if you will agree with me, has turned many dreams into dust. Many people now even believe that what is the essence of going to school if at the end there are no jobs for us? What will be the point of spending years in school and at the end of the day there is no job opportunity for us? A young man with a degree is sitting somewhere at home feeling like a failure. The sad funny part, I'll put it as sad and funny, or should I say sad and sad and funny, let's put it that way. The sad and funny part is that some are now even afraid to attend family functions. I mean events. Yes, your family event. Because by the time you go now, caller goes for a family function and the uncle will ask, caller, what are you doing now? Where are you working now? When are you going to get married? Where are you? Should we come and visit you? That is not just see, that's joblessness now. By extension has caused depression. Because when you go, all of those questioning triggers a lot of things in your head, and you before you know it, you are depressed. The constant reminder of failure, the feeling that that society doesn't value your effort. A woman who is doing little job with a master's certificate, she has a degree, she has a master's certificate, and she's just doing something little because she can't find something better. You settle for whatever comes your way. If they tell you to come and do a cleaner job where your child is schooling, you'll be left with no option. You do it, of course, even when you deserve more than that. And even people those who get jobs, many are overworked and underpaid. You see people working 8, 10, 12 hours daily for 60,000 naira or 80,000 naira in a month, living paycheck to paycheck, no savings, no rest, no security, no health guarantee, no this, no that. You're just doing the work, just that will to survive. And when you wake up, there is no sense of direction. You just feel like, let's just do this just so we can eat, just so we can live, just so we can survive. That is depression disguised as endurance. You carry that feeling of being exhausted around every day, smiling outside, but you are breaking inside. And then I've come to ask, which way, Nigeria? There is also societal pressure and what I will call unrealistic expectations. Societal pressure. This one is, common. Yeah, it is common. It has even become a tradition. I will explain what I'm talking about. Our society, celebrates success. Our society celebrates success, but they don't show compassion for struggle. I think that's actually a proverb or like a saying somewhere that you let your results do the talking. Nobody wants to see the process, what the process is like. What they want to see is just the end result. They give kudos to positive end results. You cannot even admit, you can't come out publicly and say, Deollaa, I'm not okay, I'm not feeling good, I don't know what's going on, this is what is bothering me. You can't even say that. Because someone will tell you, someone will look into your eye and tell you, you're not serious, oh. You're not serious. What do you mean you're not okay? Someone will tell you that. Oh, that's just prayer. Just pray. I come to you. I'm feeling bothered and I'm telling you, Deollaa, this is what is wrong with me. And I'll now tell you, I just go and pray about it too. Just pray. Hey! Because every time, and people don't even want to talk about what is wrong with them anymore because they are tired. Every time you're talking to someone about what you're going through, the bottom line is just pray. Just pray. Now, I'm not saying, don't cut me wrong, I am not saying praying or prayer is a bad thing. No. But our society has come to that level of measuring success by what you own, not who you are. In our culture, success is now a performance, like a competition. Everyone wants to belong. Society puts it to you that at 25, you are expected to, have your life together. You shouldn't be living under your parents' roof. At 30, you should be married. If not, people start asking questions. At 35, you should have your own house. You should have your own car. If not, they call you irresponsible. You can't be a woman without children. They start whispering. At 40, you must be somebody. So people live their lives now trying to meet those timelines nobody created. Trying to meet the timelines they never created. They start posting. They're posting smiles on Instagram. You see people do that. They tweet a lot of things in the media, but deep down they are crying in silence. They are crying at night when you are not there, when you can't see them. They are faking confidence at work while battling emptiness inside. We've turned life into a performance, into competition, and we are pretending. Now these pressures are silent killers. It's also, don't get me wrong, being hardworking is key. It is essential. If you ask me, you have to push yourself beyond limit. You have a dream you want to achieve, of course you have to put in your best. But this Yoruba saying that masari moto kolu keke, you don't, hey, how do we interpret this? You're running to get a car and then you get killed by a bicycle, or by, should we call it a motorcycle. So you're not in a competition with anybody, but the society makes it look like we're in a competition. Like life is a competition. And then these pressures, just like I said, they are silent killers. So people hide their struggles because they're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of saying, They're afraid of people telling them, what do you mean? You're not serious. Go and do this. Why haven't you done this since? Why don't you have this? So instead of saying, I'm not okay, they pretend. And pretending every day is emotionally draining. Society has made it hard for people to admit their weakness. But sometimes it is that very silence, that the fact that they cannot even come out to publicly say, this is what is wrong with me, speak to somebody. That silence is what has drove a lot of people deeper into depression. And again, I ask, which way, Nigeria? Now let's take it to the very root. Yes, family and relationship issues. Depression often starts from home. I was supposed to say this earlier, especially for those whose parents compare, other children with theirs. Partners will belittle instead of supporting one another. In fact, this is serious. I'm sure you must have heard what I'm about to say. You definitely would have heard it. You know what exactly I'm talking about. See, you will hear some parents telling their children, hey, can't you see my friend's son? See Shegun, he has traveled out. He has traveled out already. Hayo is now earning big. See Tola bought car for her mommy last week. You are here doing nothing with your life. I'm still the one feeding you. I'm still the one doing this for you. You don't have a house yet. You are this, you are this, you are that. Hey! Can I tell you that you people that are doing this thing, let me leave it at desist. Desist from it. You are pushing your children deeper deeper into depression. You are keeping friends who mock you instead of listening to you. You hear things like, when I was your age, I already had like 2 kids. When I was your age that time, I was already earning 6 figures. I was already. But times have changed. Things are tougher, not any easier. Many young people, as I speak, grew up in households where you can't even express your emotions. You can't communicate how you feel. That will be seen as your weakness. You just hold in everything. You keep holding it. You keep holding it in until it bursts. And when you're home, there is no peace. It is, toxic. Even peace now becomes a luxury. And that's depression staring at you in the face. But let's talk about the big one. Yes, the very big one, social media pressure. This, I call it a big one because it's becoming something that gradually everybody is sinking deeper into it. Now, social media, when you hear social media, is supposed to connect us, right? It's supposed to be a means of communication. But for many, it has become a mirror of inadequacy. You see yourself, okay, you open your phone and everybody seems to be winning. Someone just bought a car. Someone is relocating to, another country. Someone is getting married and you're wondering, when will it be me? You begin to compare your own chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. And before you know it, you've lost joy in your own journey. You begin to feel like you're not doing enough. That kind of pressure builds self-doubt, insecurity, dissatisfaction. But can I even tell you the irony? Just like I mentioned earlier, most of the people posting those glamorous lives, they are also struggling. But we are all busy, all too busy pretending to notice. What you don't see are the tears behind those posts, because everyone is just performing happiness online. That I'll tell you for free. Because on social media, what you often see most times, is far from reality. There is that need to impress, to keep up. You tell your friend, didn't you see? She just did this one. No, hey, if you see her shop, if you see her business is growing as this, is fine, quite all right. It's good to be happy for things like that. But you are not in competition with anybody. That's pressure. The need for you to impress. You want to just maybe, I need to do this, so I need to wear, this is what is raining now. This is, hey, to keep up, to post that perfect life when inside you are breaking. There is a lot more going on than what you want to post. So if you are listening to me, the pressure that comes from social media is another thing that has pushed many into depression. Let me even say this. There is this saying that ignorance is a disease, and truly it is. Because sometimes it is not the problem itself that destroys people. It is the fact that they don't even understand what they are going through. Because so many people are walking around carrying pain that they cannot even name, fighting battles they don't even understand, pretending everything is fine because they've been taught to hide it. We live in a society where talking about mental health is seen as a weakness. Depression is now often brushed at, you're just overthinking, stop overthinking, Joe. Or any small thing, they say it is spiritual attack. And because of that ignorance, people suffer in silence, smiling on the outside but breaking on the inside. Ignorance is not just a lack of knowledge. People suffer in silence. And ignorance is just like it's a lack of awareness. The fact that you're refusing to face the truth. And until we start learning, talking, just like I'm talking tonight to you, to understand what depression really is and what it has done to us, we'll keep losing good people to something that, could have been managed if only we knew better. Many Nigerians don't even understand what depression is, truly is. And that's why I brought it tonight on the show, because I saw that it was something that needs to be talked about. The other day, I went to the market. I was talking to this woman. I was talking to her, looking at her in the eye. And trust me, her mind, she was not with me. I already said a lot of things. Oh, do you have this? Do you have this? I thought she was, getting my point. I needed to buy a few items. And believe me, at the end of my long speech, I had to repeat myself all over again because she was lost in thought. Only God knows. And she was there to sell a market. We often dismiss it with talks like, you'll be fine. Yes, saying, oh, depression is nothing. Just go and pray. You're not serious, so is that why you're crying? Is that why you've not been eating? Depression is not a lack of faith, though. It is a sign that you are emotionally exhausted. We don't talk about it enough. We don't seek help because we are scared of judgment. We are scared of people telling us that it is not what it is. And that silence is what is killing us slowly, taking us deeper into depression. Now let's even talk about the effects. Yeah, I can see that you want to be a part of the conversation. I can see all the calls and the messages, but very soon we'll get into that segment where you will be, doing the talking as well. You get to be a part of the show tonight. But let's talk about the effect real quick. What's the silent struggle? What depression is doing to us? What it has done to us Nigerians? And the first, in fact, the very first most dangerous effect is suicide and, self-harm. Leave it as suicide. The most painful effect of depression is the rising rate of suicide. We've seen students who couldn't handle academic pressure. We've heard of, young professionals ending their lives because they are in debt. I mean, owing money. They are in serious debt. Not because they spent or they misspent the money that they borrowed. No. But because they invested, a huge amount of money in their business, and then business didn't go well. Or because they lost their job, they ended their life. We've read stories of mothers, fathers, even teenagers giving up, hanging themselves, going to drown, jumping bridges, and all. But can I tell you, people don't really want to die. Who wants to die? Okay, no, let's talk now. Ask yourself, who wants to die? Nobody wants to die. People don't really want to die. They just want that pain to stop. They are just tired mentally. But when no one listens, they feel like silence is their only escape. And the very common one, addiction. Yes, because many people can't find peace. They search for escape, most times through alcohol, drugs, gambling, even excessive party. All those things that you just make you distracted for a while, a short term thing. Because after that stuff fades, the emptiness will be back. You start feeling that, yes, something is wrong with you again. After you've partied, you are back, you are awake, you're now sober, yes. And that feeling of emptiness even is much more deeper than it was before. We are now raising a generation that is not just addicted to substances alone, but to distraction. People just want to be distracted. They just want to be taken away from reality that, oh, this is not what is happening to me in my life. This is not what my life looks like right now. Anything that can just make that pain, that feeling of being hopeless, that can just take it away, that can just make it disappear for a moment. And that's what depression has done to us. I'll tell you this one for free. There is also anger, violence, frustration. This very one I'm talking about, you can feel it on the streets. You can feel it that yes, there is tension in the air. One small traffic issue. Oh my. You can't tell me this hasn't happened in your presence. One small traffic, you see, they'll start fighting. At homes, couples are, snapping at each other. In offices, little thing, they'll just flare up. And then you're wondering, what exactly did I do wrong? Just one little thing. Especially when you are in traffic, you just see drivers exchanging words, all of those things. It's because everybody is tired. Or mistakenly, you hit your foot on someone, on a passenger beside you. And the next statement you hear, I'm not going to say that with my mouth. Now, this isn't just anger. Oh. No, it is not just anger. It is pain, it is hunger, it is mental fatigue. Everybody is tired and they just want to express themselves in loud ways. Depression doesn't, look like tears sometimes. Sometimes it looks like anger. And that anger is not, impatience. No, it is not just impatience. It is accumulated pain. Today, this one happened to you. You're holding it in. You're holding it in. That's why you need to talk to someone. That is why I'm talking about it on the show today. Because we need to ask which way. Family breakdown is also another effect. When depression enters a home, there is no communication anymore. You see the husband doing this one, wife doing this one, it dies. Parents are yelling more on their children. The couples, they become distant with each other. The children are not even feeling unloved. And that's what has even pushed many children to go and look for love outside because they are not loved at home. They go and do what they are not supposed to do. Venture into what they are not supposed to venture. A lot of homes that look perfect outside are filled with emotional silence, pain inside. Because the home that is supposed to be a place of rest now has become a source of stress. And it is the society that is suffering at the end. By extension, it is the country. I'll also talk about low productivity and, loss of potential. Depression drains focus, motivation. How do you... Let me ask you this question now. Because thinking about it, I'm trying to put myself... Okay, I'm trying to think of this scenario. How do you expect a teacher to inspire students to teach a student when she has not eaten well in 2 days? Is it possible? When it's not like, 7 days dry fasting. A teacher that has not eaten well in 2 days. Let's leave it at that. It is impossible if you ask me. It is impossible. And that is why students go the same way. They come back home the same way they went to school. Most times you don't even see the result that, this child is going to school. Because the teacher who is supposed to even inspire that student is going through something. He is emotionally, mentally exhausted, tired. How do you expect a doctor now to heal, to perform an operation when that particular doctor has something that is bothering him? We are losing creativity, productivity, because people are mentally tired. And That is why it is an issue, because a nation that is depressed cannot progress. I'll say that again. A nation that is depressed cannot progress. There is disconnection and loneliness. We've become society of walking strangers. This one, common, very common. That's another effect depression has, has had on us. Yes. People walking on the road, but their minds have traveled far, far to Katsina, far to Zamfara. Yes. You've even seen it happen. I've seen it very well. I've seen it happen very well. You are in a bus. Okay, let me use this axis as an example. The Oshodi to Airport Road axis heading to Nako. You are in the bus, and then the conductor is calling that person's bus stop. 7 and 8. 7, 8. 7, 8. Nobody's answering. No. They've passed 7, 8. They've passed Airport Junction. They've passed stopover. You did not hear. Oh, they will not hear their bus stop until the very last destination. And then you'll be like, they've passed my bus stop. You can't even blame them, because most of them, their minds have traveled far. Many times these people are thinking of the bills they want to pay. Oh, when they get home, they know what is awaiting them. They know what awaits them at home. They know how much is going to leave their pockets before the day runs out. Many are thinking of disappointment. Oh, I went for a job interview that very day, and then, it didn't go as planned. Many are thinking of how to survive another day. Now, we don't even look at each other in the eye anymore. We don't even check on friends sincerely. And it's just like, Titi, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, no. And it ends there. Everyone is carrying a silent burden. We are together, yet we are alone. And the very last one I want to talk about on the show before we get into the segment where you join me is loss of hope. Loss of hope. Perhaps the most dangerous of them all. When people stop believing that tomorrow can be better, depression goes deeper. When people lose hope, a nation loses its soul, its people. People feel like there is no way again. Deollaa, what am I going to do? Can I still even do this? Can I still achieve this? This is what my life looks like right now, and I don't think that feeling, that thought of being hopeless, that is another it is another effect depression has had on us. And so Deollaa has come to ask tonight, which way Nigeria? Well, yes, I know for a fact you're saying, Deollaa, this one, I've said so much has been said so far on the show. But just like I said, it's that time to hear from you. Have you found yourself smiling on the outside, but there is something going on inside, and you feel like there is nobody you can even talk to? Or what for you is the biggest cause of depression in Nigeria today? Do we take mental health seriously enough as a people? Do we talk about it enough? Do we care for people? You can reach us at 0700 903 903 903 or 08036 929933, 0700 903 903 903 or 08036 929933. You can also send me your thought on WhatsApp 0817 175 6338, or share your views on the comment section live on YouTube at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We'll dive into that in a moment. But Lagos, Nigeria, yes, this sound by Dare. Yes, Dare is the name, and Soweto Gospel Choir will make us truly wonder which way for us Nigerians. Are we going to keep battling with this depression that is, quietly, gradually taking over our country? Well, stay with me. The sound you listen to right now is Pray for Me. Pray for Nigerians. And that is by Dari featuring Soweto Gospel Choir. I'll be back.
Daddy. So you insist on doing what you want to do. Ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ tinú ẹ̀ ló máa ṣe lọ láṣìwà?
Daddy Monlo.
Musu.
Daddy, I'm going to the city.
You children of nowadays, you are too much in a hurry. Be patient. Be patient.
Daddy, I've heard what you have to say, but I have to do what is in my heart. Daddy Monlo.
Let me tell you. Daddy.
Sir.
You are on your own.
Just like Dari already said, pray for me, pray for Nigerians. Well, it's exactly 30 minutes gone past the hour of 10 from the studios of Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And this is me saying, welcome back from that music break. You're still listening to the Unspoken Truth, and this is our Tuesday edition, Which Way Nigeria, where we talk about the societal issues affecting us as one nation, as one people. My name is Deollaa, and I'm your radio nighttime partner. Well, I've said so much, trust me, and I really can't just wait to get into the court of public opinion. Yes, it's time to step into that segment where you join the conversation tonight. Like I always say, this conversation is incomplete without your voice. So I want to hear from you because, like I've been saying, this is an issue that touches every single one of us. It affects every person. Have you found yourself, you just Deollaa, no, this has been so hard, but I just had to keep it to myself. I had to bottle it inside. I had to act like, yes, nothing is wrong. And, I just kept smiling on the outside. What for you is the biggest cause of depression in Nigeria today? And can you actually say that we take mental health seriously enough as a people? Now is the time to tell me what your take is on the topic of discussion tonight. Wherever you are, you're asking, how do I become a part of the show? The numbers to call are 0700 903 903 903 or 080 36 929933. I'll take that again. 0700 903 903 903, or you want to call 08036 929933. Remember that you can also send me your messages on WhatsApp. The number is 0817 175 6338, or join me live on YouTube right now. Just search for Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and there you can share your thoughts. Well, remember to tell me your name and where you're calling from when you become a part of the show tonight. Before we get on the phone lines, let me see if I can take a few messages we have here. Okay, this one is saying, good evening, Deollaa. I don't follow societal norms, or if I don't feel right, I talk. Depression has always been with us, but we had coping mechanisms. However, most of those mechanisms are becoming stressed owing to the pressures of society and social media and the astronomical raise in the cost of commodity. Like you said, anyone who is working in Lagos and earning less than 200,000 naira monthly cannot even make a living, yet let alone saving to pay for accommodation. If you look critically, someone else is subsidizing a relative's life somewhere, and the pressures of life are getting at people, thereby leading to depression, mental health, amongst other things. Growing up, my dad used to tell me to go to school so I don't end up being, she didn't say that. Thank God for the kind of course that I studied, which enabled me to establish my company right from school. But a lot of people aren't that privileged going by their course of study. A lot of people have gone to school, but they are still stranded right now. During the just concluded program with Esther Onwachukwu, someone called to ask for 1,000 naira, but the call was cut off. Saying that life isn't easy right now in the country with this economy. And that's architect Olalikon texting all the way from Ijayi. Well, thank you, Architect Olalikon, for your contribution to the conversation, sharing your experience with us. Actually, like an high opener as well. So I don't know if we'll still be able to do more of calls, take more calls tonight, because I think we are having like a technical network, I'll call it network connection, but we could do the calls via the studio WhatsApp line. But I'll still read more messages that we have from the WhatsApp. Okay, this one is saying, Deollaa, I'm enjoying your show, but please control your voice. My requires okay. Am I supposed to do that? But this conversation requires this conversation is more touching, emotional. When it comes to the relationship talk, we'll come and do those sweet things, just like you said. But tonight, it is something that is serious that affects us as a nation, and it's something we need to talk about. Bola from Surulere said, Deollaa, you just spoke my mind. I have been job hunting for 2 years, and sometimes I just feel tired of everything. Listening to this tonight reminds me that I'm not alone. Yes, Bola, you are not alone. It is okay to talk about things. It is okay not to be okay. It is okay to voice out that this is how you are feeling, and not just keeping everything inside, trying to fight that yes, everything is fine on the outside. And Miriam from Ikeja says, I think social media pressure is the biggest problem. You see people living fake lives online and you start feeling like you failed. This one is the main problem. And I actually said it earlier. I said that social media, for a fact, for free, whatever we're seeing online is actually most times, far from reality. It is not what used to, look like. It used to be like now. Okay, from First Stack is saying sometimes you can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Depression is real, and we need to start talking about it, even in churches and mosques too. Well, that's Oge's contribution to the conversation tonight. Just like we are doing the talking right now on the show, and I mentioned it earlier. I said ignorance is a disease. The more we talk about it, the more we make people aware about their mental state, their mental health. If that brings them to a state of, recognition, they accept that, oh, this is how I'm feeling, and then they can find ways to go about it, ways to, feel better, to heal. This very one is touching. This person is saying, I lost a close friend last year to depression. We all thought he was fine because he was always joking. People need to look beyond smiles. Oh. I'm telling you that, see, when you ask people and they tell you I am fine, it goes beyond I am fine. Are you fine truly? Are you all right for real? It goes beyond that. Many people, they try to mask their pain. They try to hide their pain behind those jokes. In fact, the funniest people, the people that act as comedians in a particular gathering, most of them have a lot of things bothering them that you can't even start to explain. Okay, Tune from Ireland says this topic is deep, Deollaa. Nigerians are strong people, but we are bleeding silently. We need to talk about therapy and offering emotional support. Tunde, for a fact, yes, you are right, because I mentioned it earlier. People keep saying Nigerians are strong. I'll give us that kudos that truly we are strong. We keep fighting, we keep pushing, we are not relenting. But silently, some people are dying. Some people are bottling up a lot of emotions. And that is something we need to talk about. We need to help. We need to help them know that this is not normal. It is okay not to be okay, but you need to consult help and not just bottle up everything inside. Offering emotional support. Thank you so much for your opinion today from Ireland. Okay, Prince Adelisi says, good evening, Deollaa. Depression is a serious problem that is affecting most Nigerians. Because of different challenges, most Nigerians are depressed. Government should do necessary things to resolve economic hardship for Nigerians to live a better life. I think that was the very first cause I said in the show, that was the first cause of depression. People are wondering, how am I supposed to pay this, pay that, pay this, pay that, for the fuel hike, bills upon bills. Food items are so expensive. You want to rent house in Lagos as we speak. You know how much you are paying for your house rent. You know how much you pay. So adding all of this up, you begin to wonder that when exactly is it going to is it going to get better? Am I even ever going to have a savings? And so Prince Adelisi is just suggesting that government should do the necessary to resolve, the economic hardship in the country so that Nigerians can have a better life. Okay, Faith from Surulere is saying, good evening, Deollaa. Depression is touching so many lives in Lagos silently. We need more awareness and support from the government. Okay. I think I'll come to that very one. A few years ago, suicide. I would. Okay, I'm not getting this. Okay. Okay, Architect Olalekan says, Deollaa, a few years ago, suicide is alien to our society. It is strange, not, in our society. We were tagged the happiest people in the world for many years. But going by the economic hardship and unemployment, a lot of youth are taking substances to escape their reality. If we search deep, this topic far gone. Well, I'm sorry we are not doing much of calls tonight. I'm trying to actually take the calls, but I don't know what is going on. But if you can just be a part via the WhatsApp, I think that will do. Madam Inioma Ineoma. I hope I got that correctly. He says, "Good evening, Deollaa. How are you doing? Thank you for this topic. I am a victim of what you're saying. I am a widow with 3 children. I lost my husband 7 years ago, and it has not been easy for me alone, footing the bills. At a point, every bill comes at the same time, ranging from school fees, school rent, house rent rather, feeding, medicals, and so on. At one point, I emaciated because of thinking I am no longer interested in dressing the way I used to. And at a point, I started having suicidal thought. But when I look at my children, I had a change of mind. I can go on and on, but let me stop here. I have people who talk to me assuring me that everything will be fine. So it has been tough. And that is what Madam Ineoma has had to share with us tonight on the show. But Madam Ineoma, I want to believe you can hear my voice right now. Please, never think of suicide. It is never an option, please. And just like you said, always look at those children and feel like they are the reasons for you to keep pushing, okay? It is okay not to feel okay, but just keep trying. Never stop trying. And we still do more. Okay, let's try this. Femi from Ireland is saying, "Good evening, Deollaa. Depression is a serious issue affecting even professionals and families alike in Lagos." Okay, Uche from Ikoton says, "Good evening, Deollaa. Community support and understanding can help those battling depression to heal." Okay. But I think we might have to call it a night on this point. At this point, rather. It's been such a great time on the show tonight, if you ask me, and the time to go is now. But before I leave, I have to say this definitely. The first step to healing, because we've talked about the cause, we've talked about the effect, but the very first step to healing is acknowledgement. Trying to say that, yes, you know this is what is happening. We can't fix what we refuse to talk about. You can't take away something you don't know was even there. So we need to start treating mental health like physical health, with care, with understanding, with that sense of urgency. We can't solve depression overnight, but we can start changing how we deal with it. As a society, we need to show that we truly care. We need to stop mocking people for being, showing their weakness. So people will just tell you, man up. Can't you man up? Can't you, just take this in, or pray harder? Sometimes listening is even more powerful than, preaching. It's good to actually listen to these people when they want to share that, oh, this is what is bothering them. This is how they feel. This is what is wrong with them. It is good as a society to listen to them than, judging them. And to our government and institutions, yes, you can hear me. Create systems, put systems in place that provides care. Mental health services should be provided in our hospitals, even in workplaces and in schools. You should train people that will offer, counseling. Counseling to these people. Make therapy affordable. And in our workplaces, in our organizations, please protect your employees. Let them be free to speak how they feel. Stop using "you are lucky to have a job" to silence people. they want to tell you, oh, they don't feel like this is how it should be. They don't feel like, oh, you're treating them right or something. They just want to voice out their opinions, and you're telling them they are lucky. They should be lucky to have a job. You shouldn't use that statement to silence people. You should learn to listen, to hear people out, how they feel. Mental health is real. Being mentally drained, being mentally tired, exhausted is real. Oh, I could read this very one before I still call it a night. Daniel from Idemo says, good evening, Deollaa. Thank you so very much for your great shows. Thank you. Thank you to you too, Daniel. He's saying one of the best ways to deal with depression is to speak out. Just like I'm saying, it is good to talk. It is good to say truly how you feel. And to individuals as well, learn to check on your loved ones. Don't just leave it at, don't just gist, don't just talk about, oh, have you heard the latest this? Have you heard this? Oh, the BBN winner, season 10, this, that. Not just about that. Ask yourselves, talk about yourselves. Ask truly, how are you? Yes, how are you really? I don't want to hear I'm fine. Let them voice out, because sometimes people find it hard to talk, just like I said, because they are scared of judgment. But hear from people that this is how they are feeling. And to you listening to me tonight, remember, please, you are not alone. You are not weak. You deserve peace. You deserve healing. It is okay to rest. It is okay to take a break. It is okay to seek help. It is okay not to be okay. You're not weak. You're human. And remember, the most important of them all, suicide is never an option. Don't even consider it for a second. Don't even think about it for a second. Suicide is never an option. And the unspoken truth about all of this is depression is not a Western thing. It is not Oyinbo sickness too. It is a Nigerian reality. And it is killing dreams silently. So we say Nigeria go better. But for that to happen, Nigerians must first get better. Better mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So I'll leave you with this very one. Sometimes the strongest people, are the ones smiling behind, smiling through silent battles. So remember to be kind always. Treat people with kindness. And my prayer tonight is that may God heal every silent pain and, restore peace to every troubled heart, every troubled mind tonight. Amen. And yes, thank you so very much for sharing this space with me tonight. Thank you to every single one of you who tuned in, those who sent us messages on WhatsApp. I'm sorry once again that I could not take calls, tonight, because I keep trying to answer the calls and then it's not going. But I'm sorry regardless. But thank you so much to everyone who joined the show this night, as well as those that just listened silently, the corners of your homes, wherever you are. Thank you for being a part of this truth telling family. Same time next Tuesday, we'll be back with another episode of Which Way Nigeria. Remember to share this episode with someone, a friend, relative, colleague, anybody, or catch the replay on YouTube at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And yes, tomorrow is about love. Tomorrow is about our relationships. Tomorrow is about marriages. You want to join me, Lagos, Nigeria, at exactly 9:30 p.m. On Voice of the People 90.3 FM for our Wednesday relationship talk. And guess who episode of the Unspoken Truth? Just like someone was saying that, Deollaa, take it easy with your voice. Tomorrow, yes, you are going to hear another, version of Deollaa because we'll be talking about love. Yes. Wednesdays are much fun. That segment, the Guess Who segment, where I become your love messenger. And if you've been with us long enough, you know what I do on the show. You know what I do in that segment. I call your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance. I call that person that has promised you would never leave you for any woman, come rain, come sunshine. Even if you had weight, even if you become this, even if you become that, I will stick with you to the end. Yes, I call them on the show, I read to them beautiful message, and then they will have to guess who the sender of the message is. So tomorrow, get ready, get your guess who messages ready. I think we called some people on the show last Wednesday, but we could not reach them. So just come tomorrow on the show, send me those messages, and then I'll put a call through to your partner, read those messages, and they will have to guess who the sender of the message is. Now, I say this always, do not tell them to expect a call. Do not tell them to expect a call. It has to come as a surprise to them. It has to come as a surprise to them. We want them surprised, so don't tell them anything about receiving or expecting a call. Oh, more like a reminder. Prince Adelisi is saying Nigeria should keep trying. One day it go better. Definitely, Nigeria is going to be better. All hope is not lost. Also, remember to follow Voice of the People socials, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube at Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And this is the voice of Deollaa, your radio nighttime partner. And I'm saying to you, stay safe, stay well, and stay blessed. Do have for yourself a lovely night rest. Bye-bye.
Think about the generations and to say we want to make it a better place for our children and our children's children so that they know it's a better world for them and think if they can make it a better place.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. try, you'll find there's no need